overreaction and opposite of apathy. What do you do when not only does uncertainty and change seem to be the only constant in the world, but it also seems to be at an even heightened level? What do you do when it seems to you the world is on the edge? Many people, nations, and cultures around the world are asking themselves those very questions. Some tend to ignore or succumb, but ignoring does not make it go away and more than likely will leave you unprepared for change. Some feel the need to fight, and by all means they should. Making decisions in consideration for the short term is important and necessary, but do not fall into miscalculations and overreact in the short term. That will cause the long term to be even more detrimental. Think ahead of what could and would happen because of a result, directly or indirectly, of your action or actions. Unfortunately, many make decisions focusing on the short term without fully contemplating the ramifications of their decisions in the present or how it will affect the future. I am not saying do not take action. Far from it. I am saying do take action. I am just saying do a little more thinking ahead in relation to what is currently happening in the world and how your decisions will affect the long term, directly and indirectly. Also, you must think of what will or could the next person do because of your decisions. What justification and precedent could be implied because of those decisions or actions that you take? And especially, honestly, what will be the logical results of your actions? Myself, I personally try to see what is more in my heart than what is on the lips of others. I ask, please act from your heart, but be guided with your mind. And one thing you can do to help me fight is a like, subscription to this channel, or listen to one of my other recordings on this channel. There are things in this world that I hope most would agree are inherently evil. There are also things in this world that might be considered eviler than others. There is evil in the world that some tolerate by not becoming involved in the fight against it. They may not personally accept it, but, on the other hand, they often remain silent about it. Complacency by inaction. It also comes down to what actions or to what extent of actions are we personally willing to accept or ignore in others if we believe that they are for the greater good. The truth is evil, but what I worry about more is what will, or to what extent, what some would call necessary evils, be accepted, tolerated, or even ignored before they go beyond our tolerance. Will our collective breaking point be too late to save ourselves? Will the result of our collective breaking point be something that humanity will soon regret after? Will the repercussions be irreversible or unrepairable? Some delude themselves by following those who can promise the most, but in reality, deliver very little but promises and illusions. Those who promise and lead may even be taking advantage of these situations. As the odds of catastrophes increase and situations seem to become more hopeless, people may become more susceptible, seek out and grasp for straws, or take risks that they would not normally have taken. Some seem to follow that which they never would have considered before, while others try to follow and grasp something that they may have only imagined before. But it is the results of those that seek out because of desperation what I fear. When we have taken 2 steps forward in any advancement, sometimes it may be necessary to take 1 step back, a step back to ensure that we hold on to those values that made our current steps possible, which will in turn make future steps possible or ensure stability or correctness. We must remember to hold on to and possibly practice in new ways those same positive values that have brought us forward and made us who we are. And thank you again for your like, subscription to this channel, or post a review on one of my ebooks.